Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. One of the things that we must endeavor to inculcate within ourselves during the month of Ramadan is the inclination to lead a life that is Akhirat-oriented. In other words, a life that sets forth for itself a target, a vision, a clarity that the next life is going to be preferred over this life in all matters. What does it mean? Does it mean that we should abandon this life or not take interest in it or not enjoy it? No, not at all. The Almighty is very kind in allowing us to have a good life, to benefit from His mercies, blessings that He has endowed upon us. However, He wants us to make sure that as and when we are faced with a situation wherein we have to take a decision as to whether we do something that is going to cause our next life to be endangered, jeopardized, or we make a sacrifice in this worldly life and ensure that our next life is successful. We should always decide in favor of the next life and make a sacrifice for getting the benefits and the pleasures of this life. Every now and then, we are faced with situations wherein we have to make statements. If we make a false statement, if we deceive people, we might get wealth, we might get popular, we might get a position, but it would be wrong. In doing so, we will endanger the success of our next life, which is what we must not do. This understanding must get deep into us, inside our soul, our personalities. The Almighty says, Bal tu'siruna al-hayat ad-dunya. You prefer this worldly life. Wal akhiratu khayrun wa abqa. Even though the next life is better and is going to last forever. So what should we do in order for us to prefer the next life over this life? During this month of Ramadan, we should pray to the Almighty that He should enable us to have an Akhirat-oriented life. We should think about the fact that this life is temporary. It can end any time. There is no age which has been decided by the Almighty for an individual to have before he dies. We have seen not long ago, during the pandemic of COVID, people died left, right, and center, and we lost so many people we knew from very close. This is to just remind us that this life is temporary. So it really is going to be a very bad decision to endanger the next life, the success of the next life, and prefer this life instead. Why do we prefer this life? Because this life is available. It's visible, you know. The next life is what we have to wait for. But that's what the sacrifice is. That's what the test trial is. That we understand that there is another life. And we would like to work for it. We would like to plan for it. The best way of having an Akhirat-oriented life is to read the Quran regularly with its understanding. The Quran, the book of God, continues to remind us in every page, every passage, that this life is temporary, the next life is permanent. The success of the next life is the real success. May the Almighty enable us to do our best to make our lives Akhirat oriented.